Paul says, we do speak wisdom among those who are mature. A wisdom, however, not of this age, nor the rulers of this age who are passing away, but we speak God's wisdom in a mystery, the hidden wisdom which God predestined before the ages to our glory, the wisdom which none of the rulers of this age has understood. For if they had understood it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. This shows us that the wisdom of God is the demonstration of Christ's crucified love. When Jesus died on the cross for us, this demonstration of love is God's wisdom. The world looks at the cross and says, what is that? But they fail to realize the question is not what, but who. God himself has come down to men, dropped to the earth by the weight of his heart. So let it be known far and wide, nothing compares to our God who died. His wisdom is higher than angels can fly, and from its splendor, no demon can hide. Oh, the crucified Christ is God's love. The love that couldn't be defined, it had to be demonstrated. An unswerving love, a wisdom unparalleled, and a double humility, both of what he put off and what he put on. To know Jesus and him crucified is not to know little, but to know all. It is not the minimum of knowledge, it is the maximum of knowledge. If I could, I'd make a book entitled The Wisdom of God, and when you open it up, it's only one page. And upon that one page is a picture of the crucified God-man. And whenever somebody comes to me with a problem with their marriage or their boss or their heart or a difficulty of any kind in this world, I will hand them the wisdom of God and say, read this. This is the universal solution to all the problems of mankind. For if Christ held back his blood, we'd be prisoners forever. His loving sacrifice is the fountainhead of all doctrines, all duties, all works, and all wisdom. For in it are hidden all the treasures of heaven. I'm going to read you a section from my book, Burn. Once I was at a church service, and in the midst of the multicolored blinking lights coupled with smoke and a massive flat screen flashing modern art, as the worship leader leaped onto the front pews singing into the camera, my daughter asked me a question that I will never forget. She said, "Daddy, where is Jesus?" Then, looking intently at the whole stage setup, she said to me, "Oh, there he is." And I looked at her and said, "Where?" And she pointed my attention behind all the flash and glamour to the dark, empty baptismal tank above which hung an old rugged cross. There were no lights shining from it. There was no smoke coming from it. It wasn't spinning. It was simply hanging there in the shadows, lost in the background of this expensive light show concert in the name of him who died. Behind the flash, left in the shadows, was the powerful wisdom of God, unattractive to man and overlooked by all, as the eyes of seraphs and cherubs, living creatures and archangels flood the golden ground of heaven with confused tears, wondering why man does not understand how holy and sacred that old wooden cross truly is. We need to take Paul's advice to Titus. In Titus 2:8, Paul says, "Remember Jesus Christ. This is my gospel." What is his gospel? God bound by man, the all-seeing eye consenting to be blindfolded. The hands that fashioned the earth are fastened with nails, and the feet that stood upon the sea are impaled for me. I wrote this poem and put it in my book, Into the Cloud. I see the God-man hanging there with his bloody matted hair, Sinners passing without a care, the Pharisees in satisfaction stare, the soldiers gambling to take their share. He shivers and his palms tear. God bleeds in pain he bears, his cross planted between the pair. Naked, he drips blood there. I'm increasingly aware of the fairest love beyond compare. And because thou didst thirst upon a tree, thou art living water for me. I see thy lips blistered and dry, and no need in thee to utter a why. Thy language transcendeth the fairest of quotes. The grandest of things wrote, even a blood-penned love note pales next to the pardon appeal from thy dry throat. Does the fountain of life himself thirst while Judas kisses while holding a purse? And the first Adam swallows a curse? This is the glorious worst, yet his perfections work, and the naked God dying that day is still thirsting for you today. Oh, precious blood of him who loved me so. His hands are nailed and his head hangs low. His body is broken, his back is slashed open. The splintered cross is soaked in blood. Oh, what love, and a love of me. And I see your glory when your feet upon the sea, but never such glory as when they're fastened to the tree. The breath of life breathes out his ghost with a dismayed angelic host, with a naked God upon the post. He's mostly red. Come down, they said, man's faith is dead, but God bled for sin to bring Adam back in, and a twisted crown of thorns, too small in size, was pressed into his brow, and blood flowed in his eyes, blinding him to all but the prize. This is humility personified, the blood of God not realized. And though men love things that are deified, not a God who's crucified, but that's my God. He comes and he dies. See, all the schooling in the world will never teach you that the greatest wisdom in the world is not in books confined or stored in man's mind, but is the open display of God upon a tree. And every drop of blood that drips from that cross and mixed with the soil of the earth creates a symphony for your love. And if he who loves most is most wise, then wisdom itself is God crucified. I encourage you today to remember Jesus Christ in his perfect love, and let it strike your heart open with fresh love for him today, that he has loved you. Greater love has no man than this, that he would lay his life down for his friends. God bless you guys.